Good morning. We're continuing with a theme of teachings and practices that we've been exploring for the past several weeks on the Buddha's teaching of the five hindrances. And the five hindrances are mental states that hinder our ability to enter and to cultivate and stabilize a meditative concentration. So, for the sake of mindfulness practice and meditation, it's important that we know how to recognize them and also how to handle them, deal with them, and transform them so that we can enjoy our meditation practice and also get something of benefit out of it. Besides meditation, the five hindrances can also form the baseline of negative habits that we maintain when coping with stress. So understanding this way, um, to understand them this way, it's helpful to frame things in terms of the nervous system and how the nervous system responds to stress. So we have a certain level of arousal for the nervous system in which we're clear, we're calm, we feel a sense of well-being, of safety, and can access our inner and outer resources for making wise decisions. So it's really the place where we have the most agency. When the nervous system gets too aroused, which we call hyperarousal, then certain habits and coping mechanisms might take over. This is where we might do things like overeat or compulsively shop or explode in anger at somebody. And when the nervous system is not aroused enough, we call that hypoarousal. This is where maybe we shut down, we freeze, we enter states of depression, apathy. So we need to know what to do to bring ourselves back into a state of balance, and we call that a resilient zone. So the hindrance we'll be exploring today is the fifth one, and the Buddha called this one doubt. In Pali, it's vicikiccha, or doubt, or indecision, or lack of conviction. The way that it's talked about most often in the Buddhist scriptures is doubt or lack of conviction regarding the Buddha, that he did attain awakening, the Dhamma, which is the body of teachings that he taught, and also the path that you could follow to gain awakening, and the Sangha, which is the people who, relying on the Buddha's teachings after him, also attained awakening for themselves. So it's fairly easy to see if we're in a state of doubt about those three things, we would find it hard to practice for ourselves. If we're not quite sure about this awakening stuff, and if somebody like the Buddha actually attained it, then we wouldn't know which of his teachings to follow or how to follow them, even if they were worth following. If we were not convinced by the Dhamma, then we're floundering around in perhaps different kinds of meditation practices or spiritual paths, or maybe we reject the idea of spirituality altogether and just live a materialistic consumerist life. And if we have doubt about the Sangha, then we might think, okay, the Buddha attained awakening, but he was really special. This is really out of my league. So it's actually helpful to see that other people have done it too, and that we could do it for ourselves. There's also doubt as just a general state of mind, and this is probably the one that most of us are encountering in our daily lives, since even if we're mindfulness practitioners or meditation practitioners, we might not have had that much contact with the Buddha's teachings. So doubt regarding what degree should I go for? Should I ask for a promotion? How should I handle this issue in raising my kids? These kinds of things are more likely the types of things that are going to get us to freeze, block taking action on something important. And when we encounter this type of stress, we often try to avoid it, and then we go down paths that lead nowhere worth going. So today we're going to explore that more general, pervasive kind of doubt or indecision or lack of clarity. This kind of doubt can arise from many sources. The Buddha described asking the wrong questions. So there's a whole list of questions that he advised not bothering to spend your time on. Things like, is the universe eternal or finite? Is it unlimited or limited? Certain kinds of metaphysical questions that are philosophically interesting, but don't offer any kind of practical guidance in how to live our lives. There's also ruminating on the past and speculating about the future that um, can lead us into a kind of foggy state of awareness in which we're not really sure what's what. So the antidote to these kinds of doubt, the Buddha said, to all kinds of doubt really, is not just to take things on faith, but rather to investigate. So this kind of practice is referred to as one of the factors for awakening. It's the second of 7 of them, and it's called investigation of Dhamma or analysis of qualities. And basically, we're just trying to gain a direct experience of the state that is in our minds right now and learning from it what we can with the body. From there, we simply just redirect our focus to what is clear? What do I have clarity and certainty about? And that is what we're experiencing right now in this present moment, even if it's just, I know I'm breathing in and I know I'm breathing out. And then from there, we can use that little opening, that little decrease in doubt to expand and gain ever and ever larger amounts of clarity and conviction. So we begin our practice by settling the body and mind into a comfortable and relaxed state. We want to find that resilient zone by calming the body, which signals to the mind that we're safe right now. We can relax, we can drop all other worldly concerns and instead just focus on being with ourselves. So start by finding a comfortable posture. Some principles you might want to keep in mind as you're settling into your posture is to find grounding with the earth. So if you're sitting in a chair, feel your sit bones on the chair and your feet flat on the floor. And maybe scoot up towards the front third of the seat so that your back is off of the backrest. And then you can align your head with your shoulders and your shoulders with your hips. When you find that grounding and that alignment, then you can relax all the muscles in your body. And the sitting will hold itself up with very little work or effort. And yet you're still stable and balanced. And if you're sitting on a cushion like I am, the same principles apply, only you'll have your knees down on the floor instead of your feet. Still aligning your head with your shoulders and with your hips. So just take a moment to find that structure. And once you're there, bring your awareness to somewhere in your body where you can feel your breathing. That can be your belly or your chest or your nose or somewhere else. And if you're caught trying to choose where to focus, just focus on where the breath feels the most pleasant or where it's likely to hold your attention the easiest. And concentration is attained by gathering all the activities of our body, speech, and mind around one intention. So you can bring your breath to the present moment. That's a bodily activity. Bring your speech to the present moment by reminding yourself verbally as you breathe in, I know I'm breathing in. And as you breathe out, I know I'm breathing out. And then you bring your mental activity to the present moment just by returning your awareness to the breath as often as it wanders away. Once you can settle your mind somewhere where the breath is, develop that awareness around how the breath is. Describe it to yourself. Like if it's long or if it's short, if it's deep or shallow, quick or slow. Where do you feel it putting pressure on the body? Where do you feel it releasing pressure from the body? And then become aware of anything that you're doing that causes the breath stress or tension. Like if I'm breathing in too much, feeling a sense of pulling or tightness. If you're breathing out too much, feeling a sense of pushing or squeezing, relax those tendencies. Breathe in just enough, breathe out just enough. And use this kind of awareness to shape and guide your breath so that it becomes comfortable and pleasant all the way from the beginning to the end. And allow yourself to appreciate and enjoy these changes. The more you enjoy it, the more your mind will stay present with the breath. And breathing in, enjoying the full in breath. And breathing out, enjoying the full out breath. Once you can enjoy several breaths all the way through from beginning to end, develop a perception of the whole body breathing. So you might think of the breath as being like a wave that washes over your whole body as you breathe in and over your whole body as you breathe out. Or you might just grow your focus from that spot you've been feeling the breath gradually until it fills up the whole body. Whatever kind of perception works for you, you just want to tune into this field of energy from head to toe. using our awareness to know the body as it is in this moment. Breathing in, feeling the body itself. Breathing out, feeling the body itself. And when you have this awareness of the body, allow into your mind some question you've been pondering lately or pervasively. It could be of a philosophical or metaphysical nature or practical nature, but some question you don't have quite resolved. That brings a sense of not knowing, indecision, or uncertainty. And as you invite that in, keep your awareness with the body and notice how that energy changes. How do you feel your nervous system responding to the uncertainty? You might notice sensations happen in the chest or in the hands, in the stomach, and that might bring a mental state like restlessness, anxiety, or fear, or tiredness or lethargy. Use your breathing to stay present with whatever goes on. As you welcome the sense of doubting, so in future classes, we'll practice with resolving the doubt itself. But in the beginning, we just want to get good at relaxing whatever sensations are causing distress. As long as our body is distressed, we're going to keep reacting and coping with that. And when we're preoccupied with that, we won't be able to see clearly. So the first thing to do is to let go of whatever thought was causing the uncertainty or hesitation or indecision, and bring the mind back to the body. Breathing in, filling the body with awareness. Breathing out, calming and settling the sensations in the body. Notice anywhere you're clenching or tightening or squeezing, relax there. Notice any feelings of blockage in the flow of energy in your body, think of the breath filling that spot up, dissolving the tightness and flowing freely. Allow your awareness to linger anywhere that feels pleasant, relaxed, and calm. And then focus your mind on the feeling of stability and stillness. You can guide your awareness with the question, what does stillness feel like? Not to get an answer, just to direct your focus. So with this question, what does stillness feel like? We're just shifting our frame of mind from needing certainty and clarity to just being curious and taking a joy in exploration. This is the mind that we want to bring to these other questions that cause the doubt and hesitation. So let's practice on cultivating this curiosity and interest. Get curious about what's going on in your body. And as you create this state of mind, be especially sensitive to any pleasant feelings that arise from it. It can be a psychological pleasure, like a feeling of joy or excitement or fun. It can be a physiological pleasure, sensations in the body. Allow yourself to welcome and enjoy whatever pleasant feelings come. Breathing in, aware of pleasant feelings. Breathing out, smiling. So this practice was just to notice our body and mind in a state of some slight distress caused by doubt. And then to bring that system back into a state of resilience so that we have a good foundation for exploring the doubt more directly, which we'll do next time. To end the meditation, just notice whatever is good or pleasant or wholesome or skillful about what's in your experience now. Notice it and memorize that feeling. Be aware of how you feel it, where you feel it, what you feel. And remember how you got there or how you created that. So this is the beginning of investigation. We create a certain state in the mind by making certain choices, taking certain actions. And then we set an intention to try that again when we practice meditation to see if it works again. And then we start getting a practical experience about how to train the mind to generate skillful states. So, what is good in my body and mind right now? How did I create it? And let's see if it works next time.